day one of competition, day two of the waiting period here in beautiful South Africa. J.Lawler, who had a stomp through with a QS 6000 win over in Sydney, Australia a few months back. Now in the water, takes on two South Africans in the form of S.Prestwich and young J.Maree from Cape Town. Prestwich from the KZN region here. And of course, trials winner H.Arai is all part of it. It's a good morning and welcome to competition. And I can tell you someone that is very comfortable on the big Wally right-handers is S.Prestwich, but we are watching the Cape Town surfer, young J.Maree. He's out of a region called Kalk Bay. It's a little nuggety left-hand reef break.
Yeah, and they are marching up, and as is always the case, red-hot action before the buzzer goes. The buzzer's gone, and it's slowed up a little bit.
Well, here we go. Trials winner H.Arai, the young surfer out of Yokohama, Japan, will get the first draw here. Let's have a look at some breakdowns here. This was H.Arai getting underway.
Yeah, so there was Hiroto's one, just getting caught up a little bit there.
J.Lawler on the outside. Meaningful set out. Good snap in the corner there. Strong backhand turns to get his opening effort of the Ballito Pro underway. J.Lawler, nice couple of snaps there. So quick sort of comparison there between the forehand and the backhand approaches. That'll leave the two South Africans out in the lineup looking for their openers.
But it was all about this one here. That was his second term. J.Lawler squares that one beautifully. Nice compression on the deck. And just rail-to-rail transition.
And, of course, that would play host to a lot of the travelling surfers making their way to South Africa at that stage for that, what was really a very enjoyable cold water series as well. You think of what O'Neill did at the time. They had events up in Scotland.
Just coming back to the heat for a moment, Gigs, for those people wondering, why scores haven't come in. What the judges often do at the start of these heats is just hold off on the scores.
Yep.
They don't have a benchmark as such to work with.
Well, here goes the opener of S.Prestwich now. Alluded to how this surfer can perform on the right-hand walls. He grew up in a town where young surfers are influenced by the names of Frankie Oberholzer and, of course, very, very adept surfers like Gavin Roberts and, of course, a former finalist here in the form of Casey Grant, all come from the same town as S.Prestwich. They have to leave themselves a little bit of scope. Let's have a look at Prestwich's input here.
So this is what we picked up in the last replay. Nice little fin ditch, squares that one up. Gets up for a little lip line floater on that one, so a little two-turn combo. 4.77 for his last one. We'll see how this one plays out.
There are some barrels out here this morning, but there are a couple of tricky ones as well. You can see S.Prestwich down in fourth priority, just kind of sniffing around there as we move deeper into the heat, really sowing into and offering surfers here in South Africa the opportunity to build those points on the qualifying series. Somebody that's built a lot of points already is that man there in silhouette, the Australian J.Lawler. Quick kind of lower range second wave there underway. It's one of those that barreled down the bank, so maybe you're speculating to go into the backhand tube riding approach. Which the tall South African is in the second. And here's our fourth place surfer, H.Arai. Opened with the 4.5, now dropping a little half point out, and you'll replace it with the score when it comes. A couple of nice sweeps for the Ballito Pro Trials winner. Nice little snaps there from the young Japanese.
Pick up on the last of Hiroto's. This is with his 5. Great timing. Sets up that bottom turn. Lovely little open face carve there. Wasn't a very big wave. It was quite a funky little wall. We had a lot of lip to work with. Lots of pockets. Lovely little powerful wrap there. And just make sure he finishes this one off. So
young South African out of Cape Town. Let's see how he fares here. Moderate needs for everybody. So kind of a close heat on paper. It's really been the highlight score of this man, J.Lawler. Nice snap in the pocket there. Goes back to sort of more workman-like approach. Finds himself a slower paced wave down the bank here for a third input to the heat.
Yeah, absolutely. Here we go with, looks like Hiroto, is it? S.Prestwich.
Slade up in the top corner. Following live action here. Slade just gearing a couple of turns. In section there. Oh, a little error from S.Prestwich, I was about to say.
0.83. And this was S.Prestwich. I love his fin ditches, those ones. He sits on, just frees that tail up so easily and waited quite a while for. This is it here. You can't help but think this will be one of, a little bit higher than those mid-range scores. Squares up this one. Nice little hit there. Only a smaller sort of wave. Not as big as J.Lawler's in the first one, but he surfed it really well. Managed to flow between all those turns and fit in a lot of ones. Nice and squared up vertical on that last hit. So,
and here goes trials winner, the Japanese surfer. H.Arai just trimming. Looking for opportunities. A couple of these barrels not quite opening up We had a very strong southerly wind here yesterday, so still a couple of little undulations and dents in the swell. It's not absolutely groomed. The good news is that we are expecting some clean, groomed swell later in the week. But for now, we're working with very contestable conditions, but those barrels are a little tricky here, Scott. And his name just kept popping up everywhere. Quarter-finaled in the World Juniors, and we were just going, wow, S.Prestwich, how is this guy? And then kind of started making a couple of mistakes. So S.Prestwich would want to see more from him. He has J.Lawler still trying to ditch low score out of his top two scoreline. Massive 8.33, but it's got to up the numbers and drop the 2.83. Workman-like approach here from J.Lawler with 7 minutes to go. To the sixes, and now is the new heat leader. On screen, Prestwich will now answer back. He's now down in third. Two-turn combo.
Won't be much change because those two at the top of the standings. S.Prestwich last roll of the dice. He needs something pretty big with scores still to come in. And you see the body language tells the story, Gigs. So I might head on down the beach and see what we can't find out from either one of the Geordies, whoever's going to take it out.
And we'll pick up on J.Maree here, who's now trying to attack the lead of the other Geordie. So this is the South African Geordie. Working away here. Nice little bit of a slopey shoulder here. It's giving him a sort of pace to run with. End section for the slam there from the Cape Townian. And he'll get a little redirection out of it as well to bring a completion. And that will be the last input for young J.Maree. As we mentioned, you can see the scores top left of screen, folks. 8.33 and a 6.63 for the Australian. Let's see now if fourth place surfer H.Arai can find anything. Little snap check in the pocket. Runs down the line. Two-turn combination is going to make up his last effort.
Compared to the last of J.Maree's, it's not going to compare for him.
Heat leader J.Lawler runs down the line here in beautiful Ballito. Rooftop float, has a little check at it. Still some more opportunity. Big squared up jam right there, showing the power that got him a QS 6000 win a little earlier in the calendar year. That little downshift from S.Prestwich, but just a low down on the priority order, not allowing to pick up that. We are waiting for scores. We'll throw to a break and we'll be back for the official results of heat number 1.